For your neighborhood news, turn to Live Local CBS3.
Tonight, as the gun conversation continues, a Northwest Wisconsin county says they'll protect the Second Amendment at all costs.
And a controversial proposal is put on hold in Rice Lake, why city officials are taking the next year to study plans for an asphalt plant.
Plus, severe weather is moving into the region. David's here to tell us what to expect.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 10.
As the storm moves through the region, it's bringing with it the potential for some severe damage thanks to wind and heavy rain. This is video taken by our photographer of the storm brewing near Grand Rapids shortly after 9 o'clock tonight. Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke.
And I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us. We're starting things off with meteorologist Dave Anderson in the weather pod for us tonight. He's keeping an eye on that storm that's moving towards the region. Dave.
All right, let's get right into the maps here and first set the stage by talking about dew points, because that's a good gauge for how much gas is in the atmosphere. You get your dew points into the 60s, you've got plenty of fuel for storms. When you cross over 70, then it really could become potent. And we are seeing some 70s to the south of our region and a lot of 60s right in the heart of our area. And so this low pressure system leading with this warm front is feeding on that energy right now. And the worst of the weather we've seen right now has been running from Bemidji towards Brainerd, with its edges bumping up against western Itasca County and getting very, very close to Grand Rapids. Just a matter of time before Grand Rapids starts to see more of that rain like we saw in the video a little bit earlier. And then perhaps by midnight, even getting into the Twin Ports region here in our part of the country and into Wisconsin by about 1 o'clock. So the timeline has bumped up a little bit. It's moving a little bit faster than we thought. Tonight, 80 to 90% chance for the strong storms over most of our area. One area that may not see strong storms, Akuchiching County in Minnesota. This line of storms, this initial line of storms, is pivoting down towards the south now, and so places like International Falls and even Orr may be out from under the gun. It's places like the Twin Ports in towards Hayward that have the best chance for the strong storms here tonight. And the biggest risk we're facing here is straight line winds. An isolated tornado is possible, but it could be more of a derecho style system, perhaps very similar to the July 1999 blowdown. Hopefully things don't blow down that bad, but the potential is there. By Saturday morning, it'll start to wrap up for a couple hours in the early afternoon, but then the cold front portion of tonight's low comes through Saturday night, and that brings back a 50 to 60% risk for more severe weather. It'll be warm on Saturday, highs about 85 to 90 around our region, but the cold front cutting through Saturday night then calms things down by Sunday. That's the day to wait for, because it'll come up mostly sunny, less humid, and cooler with a high of only 80. We'll talk more about this round of storms and the whole 7-day forecast in a few more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. And as things intensify with the storm, power outages are expected due to the high winds that could come with it. A Minnesota Power spokesperson said they are prepared to respond as soon as those outages occur. They are also asking for patience when restoring service, as they must work under new guidelines due to COVID-19.
Last night, the Sawyer County Board of Supervisors voted on a resolution affirming the county's support of the Second Amendment. The non-binding resolution passed 9-6. CBS3's Natalie Grant spoke with supervisors today to learn more about what this resolution means and why they voted on it now.
Gun laws in the United States continue to be a topic of both conversation and contention. In the Northwoods of Wisconsin, the Sawyer County Board voted on a non-binding resolution reaffirming their support for the Second Amendment.
Some might say it's merely symbolic, but I do believe it sends a strong message that, we support our Constitution. We will continue to do that.
Jesse Betcher, County Board Supervisor for District 2, voted in favor. He says although the resolution is non-binding, it tells residents that the county won't support future gun control laws or any laws that infringe on constitutional rights.
It doesn't say we're actively going to take measures to prevent any of your rights from being infringed, but it says if that happens, we're not going to support it.
The resolution has been in the works since last year. Troy Morgan is one of the 6 supervisors who voted against it. He thinks the vote may have been unnecessary.
I do believe that we are agents of the state, and we have this in place already. If we want to change something, we do that through our elected officials and through the courts.
With everything else going on right now, Morgan says this wasn't a priority.
And all of the northern counties have so many other issues that we need to be working on.
Of the 72 counties in Wisconsin, about half a dozen have passed resolutions similar to this one. If you'd like to learn more about the resolution, we'll have a link on our website.
Controversial project north of Duluth is on hold. In May, residents in the Rice Lake area spoke out, concerned about a proposed asphalt facility that could be built in their neighborhood. The plan calls for it to be built on the corner of Martin and Eagle Lake Road in a residential area. The company who owns the land, Senate Blacktop, asked the Rice Lake Planning Commission to change an ordinance and allow them to build the hot mix plant. CBS 3's Kendall Jarbo has the latest on how city leaders have decided to do the opposite by placing a one-year moratorium on asphalt plants in Rice Lake. Kendall.
Rice Lake city leaders have passed an interim ordinance that allows the city council to study and analyze the impact of permitting a hot mix facility to operate. The ordinance also halts the acceptance of applications to advance the proposal, as well as establishing any hot mix facilities in Rice Lake. Right now, the proposal is to build the plant outside of a gravel pit. However, current city zoning regulations do not allow for that. The ordinance states the establishment has the potential to increase traffic, dust, noise, and negatively impact air quality. Leaders say the study is needed before they would consider changing the zoning and to ensure the general health, safety, and well-being of residents. Residents opposed to the facility say it's about keeping the neighborhood clean and safe.
To me, this place has been sired on, since it became a city. The mayor came in and said, this is a residential area. This is the way we want to keep our way of living here.
Campy says there are several schools and sports fields within a 5-mile radius of where the plant is proposed. He says residents aren't against industry in the neighborhood, but they are against this particular facility. Campy has had more than 500 residents sign a petition asking for the asphalt facility not be built in Rice Lake. The moratorium will expire on July 13th of next year. Kristen, Tony, back to you.
Thanks, Kendall. After the 4th of July holiday, more people are testing positive for COVID-19 in the Northland.
Let's take a look at how case totals in our region have changed since July 7th. As of today, St. Louis County is reporting 268 cases. That's 74 new cases in the last 10 days. Itasca County is at 91 cases. That's up 23 in that same time frame. And in Wisconsin, Douglas County is reporting 69 cases. That's up 22.
As the numbers rise, local hospitals tell CBS 3's Emma Quinn how they're handling it and what they're expecting in the coming months.
We've started to see an increased number of hospitalized and non-hospitalized cases in our region.
COVID-19 cases are on the rise in the Northland after the 4th of July holiday.
It's been consistent that it's been pushing towards the younger crowd.
More COVID cases means more testing. Centra Health had to move their mobile testing site from West Duluth to the old Sears building at the Miller Hill Mall on Thursday to help accommodate the increased demand.
At least a couple of the days over our whole enterprise, so our whole system, we did hit a few days where we had tested over 1,000 individuals.
Essential health officials are still preparing for a potential surge, creating emergency preparation plans in each of their facilities. But they say when that happens is hard to predict, as it depends on several factors.
Essential health officials say what you do today, like wearing a mask, keeping your hands clean, and keeping your distance, all has an impact on the spread of the virus.
As we look forward 2 weeks, 3 weeks out, that's all yet to be determined by what we do now.
So health officials reiterate wearing a mask and keeping your distance, as anyone at any age could contract the virus.
It's not just that we're testing more people. The virus is really spreading through the community.
Essential health officials say they aren't concerned about running out of PPE, masks, or gowns as they are monitoring what they need and how much they're using.
And starting today, Bayfield and Ashland County leaders are asking people to consider wearing masks in indoor public places. Health officials say the advisory includes businesses, healthcare settings, waiting in line, and public transportation. Eating at a restaurant is not included. There are some other exemptions. You can find them on our website, CBS3Duluth.com. And today, both counties also asked residents not to hold events larger than 250 people indoors or outdoors. Meanwhile, Ashland is hosting a free COVID testing site next week. You can stop by the Lake Superior Elementary School parking lot between 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. on Monday. They hope to test 400 people. Anyone can get a test.
A lot of people are feeling isolated during the pandemic, and now a Moose Lake business owner is bringing hope and love to those who really need it. Jenny Moonen owns Five Sisters Gift Shop in Moose Lake. She says for seniors living away from their family, this time is extremely difficult, with limited to no visits from loved ones allowed at senior care centers. So she came up with the idea to collect cards from the community and bring them to her local care center to show seniors they are not alone.
Well, you can either make a homemade card or just a drawing is fine. You can go to the local Dollar General or whatever store you want to go to and pick up a card. And my card, I just wrote, you know, hello, I'm just new friend, you know, just want to brighten your day and say hi.
The cards will be donated to the Augustana Health and Rehabilitation Center in Moose Lake. You have until July 25th to drop them off or send them to Five Sisters Gift Shop. We have more details on our website.
Still to come, the big screen is back. The Duluth movie theater is reopening their doors. How you can watch your favorite summer blockbusters safely coming up.
An approaching warm front is bringing potentially strong storms pretty close to Grand Rapids, and the rest of the region should follow suit as we go through the night. We'll show you the latest progression of this storm system and what's to follow by Sunday, which is a lot easier going. That's all coming up after this break.
What's behind the curtain? Window treatments from concept to creation to installation. Bellinger Draperies, Shades and Blinds. Shades above the rest.
We dance for healing. We dance for one another. For connection. In ways like no other. Together or even apart. We are resilient. The 2020 census is here, and we need to do our part for our people.
The saying goes, when one door closes, another opens. Open the door to memories ready to be unpacked. Grow your family one step or paw at a time. We're here to help open the door to new possibilities. Superior Choice Credit Union. This is our currency.
Now covering up to 100% of closing costs on select mortgages for those on the move. Terms and conditions apply. For details, visit superiorchoice.com.
At UCare, we've been decomplicating Medicare plans in Minnesota for a long time. In fact, we've been offering Medicare Advantage plans longer than anyone else. Our Medicare Advantage plans are affordable, and 96% of Minnesota providers accept UCare. So if your provider practices at any of these clinics or hospitals, you can likely keep them. To learn the basics and see how UCare Medicare Advantage plans compare to others, visit ucare.org/TV.
The 2020 Subaru Crosstrek. It comes with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive, plus an economical 33 miles per gallon. And the Crosstrek has the lowest 5-year cost to own in its class for 3 years running, according to Kelley Blue Book. Love is out there. Find it in a Crosstrek.
Lease a new 2020 Subaru Crosstrek Premium for $329 a month. See the versatile Crosstrek today at Miller Hill Subaru. Online at millerhill.com.
Synergy. To us, it's the definition of what's behind the curtain. Discover what we can create together. Bellinger Draperies, Shades and Blinds. Shades above the rest.
Watch Anthony Matt weekdays at 6 and 10 p.m. on live local CBS3 Duluth. Now, the CBS3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Well, the low-pressure system we've been talking about for several days is in the vicinity of our area. And right now, Weather Service has a severe thunderstorm watch going until 1 o'clock in the morning for many counties here in Minnesota, now including St. Louis, Carlton, Aitkin, and Itasca. And embedded in that watch, we do have a storm warning happening now for the southern parts of Itasca County and the northern parts of Aitkin County, and that could stay in effect until at least 10:30 and then expand closer to the Twin Ports. So I think we're all going to get some rain here tonight. The worst of it may indeed be in Minnesota, but still folks in Wisconsin and Michigan are under the gun. So don't let your guard down quite yet. And don't let it down, frankly, until Sunday morning, because this is round one of the rain. Warm front with a low pressure system. Cold front coming to call once we get into Saturday night. Could give us round two. We'll show you those rounds coming up in just a bit. Right now, take a quick look at current conditions there at the airport in Duluth, 73 degrees, 66% for the relative humidity, easterly, southwesterly wind. That's going 8 miles per hour in general. Of course, if you're under one of these storm clusters, the winds have been kicking up over 60 miles per hour plus. Current temperatures include still low to mid 70s in the Upper Peninsula and 67 to even 78 here in northwestern Wisconsin. Minnesota numbers right now are going from 66 in Silver Bay to 78 degrees in Grand Rapids, where the line of storms is right on the doorstep of that town here. So folks there have to be careful. And here it is, our low pressure system centered over towards Manitoba. Warm front leading, that's what's stirring up the showers and storms from Itasca County down through the Brainerd Lakes region. And if we zoom in, we can see it is a fairly organized line with this warm front. And usually warm fronts are much gentler than cold fronts, but this one is packing a punch. So Grand Rapids getting the troubles now, or at least imminently getting the troubles. And again, keep in mind the rest of us here by about midnight getting towards Duluth and then into Wisconsin and Michigan perhaps about 2 o'clock in the morning. So we all get our turn with this. And it could bring a fair amount of rain. This first round with the warm front could go anywhere from about a ½ inch towards Ore to 3/4 of an inch in the Twin Ports to an inch plus for many towns in Wisconsin. And then keep in mind the cold front comes to call with another round of potentially severe weather late tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. And then that adds to the totals. Right now it looks like the Moose Lake region could get the heaviest rain totals with 3 inches plus, and that could lead to some flash flooding and some troubles there. So we have to watch out for that as well. But once we get into Sunday, calmer weather comes to call. High pressure behind that cold front brings a clear to partly cloudy sky and then takes temperatures down too. If tomorrow's awfully warm and awfully humid, once we get into Sunday, it'll be sunnier and a high temp only around 80 degrees with dew points getting back into the tolerable zone. So now we take a look at the forecast here tonight in Minnesota. And if your town hasn't received the rain yet, you have a 90% chance it'll come across your border as the night goes on. Low temps will go from about 60 to 66 degrees. So that's fairly warm, fairly muggy, a little bit uncomfortable. 80% chance for the storms will be with us here in Wisconsin and Michigan. Low temps run 65 to 68 degrees. It's an 80% chance you get the action over there on that side of the border. And now taking a look at the forecast for Wisconsin, Michigan for tomorrow. You know, around the noon hour or so, 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock or so, might be sunny, but don't let that fool you. Then the cold front comes late afternoon and evening, bringing back the 50% chance for storms, 85 to 90. Minnesota high temperatures about 83 to 88, 60% chance for the late afternoon, evening storms there. And so another round of the more severe weather could come across. But again, it should be passed out of the region by Sunday, mostly sunny, cooler, less humid. Monday even more so. It's next Tuesday and Wednesday when we get our next chance for showers and storms. And some of them hopefully will not become strong this time around. I think we're getting our fair share of action last night, tonight, and then through tomorrow night.
Yeah, and as they draw a little bit closer tonight, you'll be keeping a watchful eye on those, keeping people updated on air.
Meteorologist Caitlin Moffitt's here with me, and we'll call in Austin Haskins if we have to.
No shortage of resources between the website, Facebook, and on air. Thanks, Dave.
Ahead of the storms, folks are enjoying movies in the parking lot at the deck. Here's a live look at the crowd tonight. And while this show was sold out, tickets go on sale tomorrow morning for next week's movie, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. It costs $10 per vehicle. Organizers had to revamp Duluth's usual Movies in the Park event due to the pandemic. Speaking of movies, the smell of popcorn is in the air as a Duluth treasure reopened today. Due to the coronavirus, Duluth's West Theater had to close its doors after an extensive renovation just last year. But after implementing many precautions, movie classics hit the screen again. Owner Bob Boone says he's increased staffing and reduced capacity to keep moviegoers safe and theater doors open. Visitors are required to wear a face mask at all times except when eating or drinking, and tickets can be purchased online or at the door.
A Duluth book club is hoping to help one of its members turn the page on a deadly disease one step at a time. Members of the Lit Chicks Book Club walked the virtual Grandma's Half Marathon together alongside Dr. Nancy Monaghan Beery, who has cancer. They started at Hawks Ridge and walked to the Lake Walk. They described the walk as a perfect day with no obstacles.
I was diagnosed with cancer several years ago, and this year it metastasized. So my friends decided to put together a half marathon walk just to be together.
Nancy's friends describe her as the most giving person they know. They completed their half marathon in Canal Park this afternoon.
Still to come, permission to evict. After months of protecting renters due to the pandemic, some Michiganders could be facing an uncertain future. We have the details coming up.
CBS3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
Twinport Cyclery, awarded Best Bike Sales and Service Shop in Duluth, is a neighborhood bike shop. Their honest and friendly staff are ready to meet your biking needs. From sales, service, bike fitting, and parts, they are here to get you back on the road because they go the extra mile to help.
It's the Ram Summer Clearance Event only at Duluth Dodge. Lease a new Ram Warlock Northwoods Edition for only $228. It's another Duluth Dodge Blue Ribbon lease. Only at the new Duluth Dodge, 4755 Miller Trunk Highway, or DuluthDodgeMinnesota.com.
This thing is really dusty.
You gonna pick that up? Because there's no poop fairy to do that for you. See? Take these. They're not just poop bags. They're pride bags. Because you're doing the right thing for your neighbors and for the health of the whole watershed. Gotta fly. There's a Chihuahua cranking one out in Leicester right now. There is no poop fairy.
When a crisis strikes, cash is the best form of relief. It can easily be transformed into health services, water, food, or clothes. Cash can travel everywhere and aid people all around the world. Donate. Smart. Fast. Donate cash.
Things are slowly starting to get back to normal. But our fight against COVID-19 isn't over yet. St. Luke's and Essentia Health are asking for your help. Whenever you will be around others who do not live with you, please wear a mask. This will help to protect everyone in our community. Masking continues to be one of the best defenses against the virus. Masks make a difference. On behalf of Essentia Health and St. Luke's, thank you.
Northwest Outlet is open for business. Now save up to 40% off store-wide. When severe weather hits, tune to CBS3.
Tonight at 10, we'll be out here in the storm.
For up-to-date coverage morning and night.
Stay away from here.
Live local weather coverage on CBS3 Duluth. Watch Anthony Matt weekdays at 6 and 10 p.m. on live local CBS3 Duluth.
After several months, Michigan landlords can now file to evict their tenants once again.
Back in March, the governor put a statewide ban on evictions due to the coronavirus, but that ban ended on Wednesday. Now that the moratorium is lifted, landlords are starting to give tenants notices to pay rent within 7 days or face eviction. But it's not a quick process, and if you're at risk of being evicted, there is help.
Don Roberts, an attorney in Western Michigan, recommends renters who have racked up back rent take advantage of the state's new eviction diversion program. $50 million are available to help tenants who fell behind on rent due to COVID-19. The program asks landlords to forgive 7 to 10% of total rent and waive late fees.
Coming up in sports, the Twins and Brewers both named their starters for opening day. Plus, we'll tell you who took top honors at the Park Point 5 Miler. All that and more right after the break.
The nursing program at Fond du Lac Tribal and Community College is really challenging, but it has to be. It's approved by the Board of Nursing. And graduates here have been successfully passing the state board exam. They give you real-world experience with healthcare institutions across the community. I'm really glad I chose Fond du Lac Tribal and Community College.
We're working extra hours. We're taking your calls from home. We're hiring more technicians and working however we have to. We're partnering with schools, helping families in need, donating to hospitals, and thanking first responders. We're here. We care. And we'll go to the extreme to keep this community connected.
Every second of every day, it happens. Something big, something worth talking about. News happens, and you can't wait for it. You need to be constantly digging, asking, hunting, wanting more. More truth, more real answers, more who, what, where, when, and why. And it's about you. It's about now. It's about wherever, whenever. At Live Local CBS3, it's about the news. Your neighborhood news.
Duluth's downtown waterfront district is the heart of our community. So many of the things we love about Duluth can be found right here, from businesses to attractions. And now, most of them are open and working hard so you can safely enjoy them. Our local restaurants, breweries, shops, salons, and attractions help weave the unique fabric of our community. They make us stand out. And when you support them, your dollars stay in our community, helping to boost our economy. Show your love for Duluth's local businesses. We can't wait to see you.
Join the Greater Downtown Council for Movies in the Parking Lot. Friday nights all summer long. Watch movies from the comfort of your vehicle. Reserve your $10 parking spot ahead of time at downtownduluth.com/events/movies in the park. Present your digital ticket at the gate and enjoy. Bring your own food or have snacks from the concession stands. It all starts on July 17th with this blockbuster presented by Carlson Orthodontics and Live Local CBS3.
Be smart. Be active. Be confident. Vision Pro Optical is here for you, specializing in eye exams, glasses, contacts, and billing your insurance. Serving the Northland for more than 30 years with you as our focus. Visit visionprooptical.com for hours and location details. Vision Pro Optical. Be and be seen.
I chose a career that isn't easy, it's dangerous, and it's hard. Fond du Lac Tribal and Community College has set me up with everything I need to succeed. Through challenging classes, longer defensive tactics training, and instructors who work in the industry, Fond du Lac Tribal and Community College is setting me up for success.
Back in 2017, the University of North Dakota made the decision to cut their women's hockey program, slimming the WCHA down to just 7 teams. Fast forward to now, 3 years later, and they have officially filled that spot. St. Thomas announced this week that they will be making the jump from Division III to Division I, will become the 8th member of the WCHA. UMD head coach Moore Kroll is excited to see the Tommies fill out their conference. With all the shifting around, they may be forced into this year due to the pandemic. She hasn't ruled out playing them this season if it should line up.
We've had to travel a lot more for non-conference games. So to solidify an 8 team is really helpful in that way in terms of budgets and scheduling. And, I think the location is perfect. Another Minnesotan team is great for the WCHA, great for women's hockey, and great for girls hockey in the state of Minnesota too. It provides more opportunities for Division I players from not only Minnesota and the U.S., all over the world, which I think is a positive.
She expects it to be an exciting but difficult road for the Tommies, going from Division III to potentially the best and deepest conference in the country. Kroll herself actually made the jump from D3 to D1 in her playing days at Colgate.
It'll be hard, I think, at the beginning, no matter how well they recruit. It just takes time. But I think, it's the right move for the university, and it's the right move for our league because, while there will be growing pains, they will also get to a point where they're going to be extremely competitive in our league, and that's a good thing for women's hockey.
A massive rainstorm in Western Canada flooded a cornerstone of one of the NHL's hub city locations yesterday evening. Edmonton was selected as one of the NHL's 2 hub cities in its return to play plan. It's actually where the Wild are headed later this month for their games. Rogers Place Stadium is set to host all of the Western Conference action starting in a few weeks. But the arena was hit by a massive rainstorm on Thursday evening and appeared to suffer from some flooding as a result. The building suffered some water damage, but the NHL isn't yet concerned about using the venue in a few weeks. In baseball news, Rocco Baldelli confirmed today that Jose Barrios will be the Twins' opening day starter. That's a week from today against the White Sox. Craig Counsell made his opening day hurler official today as well. Brandon Woodruff will make his first career opening day start for the Brewers against the Cubs next Friday. The results are in for the Park Point 5-miler that took place on Thursday. A field of 234 participants participated in the in-person 5-mile event, and 30 participants completed the 2-mile walk event. 15-year-old Cameron Stock of Mountain Iron came in first place in the in-person version of the Park Point 5-miler with a time of 27 minutes and 20 seconds. And Melissa Gasik, 44, of White Bear Lake, was the first female finisher of the in-person version with a time of 31 minutes and 1 second. Finally, Minnesota United FC playing late as they take on Real Salt Lake in the MLS's back tournament. Last check, the game is scoreless in the first half. The winner of this one will automatically go on to the knockout round. That's all for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
CBS3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health Pharmacies, keeping things safe, simple, and convenient through mail, local delivery, drive-through, and curbside pickup services.
New Duluth Auto is the Duluth used car dealer. We have plenty of makes and models to choose from: Nissan, Honda, Toyota, and we even carry multiple options for our most popular vehicle, the Subaru Forester. Large cargo space, all-wheel drive, what's not to love? All of our vehicles are priced under $20,000. To make these deals even sweeter, there is a 1 to 5 year warranty included on all vehicles. Give us a call, stop by, or view our inventory online at newduluthauto.net. Because here at New Duluth Auto, we are your Duluth used car dealer.
We dance for healing. We dance for one another. For connection. In ways like no other. Together. Or even apart. We are resilient. The 2020 census is here, and we need to do our part for our people.
I got into journalism when I was in high school, actually, and that's where I really fell in love with the news and the storytelling aspect of it. Being able to bring those things together and keep people informed. It's so important for us to be in a community like Duluth, to be able to hear your stories and then bring them to everybody else in the community.
Wake up with Austin and Jenna at 5 a.m.
Bonjour and Dinaway Maganadug. Hello, all my relatives. I'm Dr. Arnie Vinio, and I live in Duluth, and I love Duluth and the surrounding communities. Keeping COVID-19 from spreading is going to depend on all of us. Washing our hands frequently, keeping social distance, staying home if you can, and wearing a face mask is important. We need to keep our elders and those most vulnerable safe. This is about respect. This is about love.
When news happens, CBS3 is there. We're cutting in with a follow-up to some breaking news.
Anytime, day or night, more cases of the coronavirus are popping up across the Northland.
The only confirmed cases in northeastern Minnesota.
Not do shopping today unless you absolutely must. Do not collect any supplies or equipment unless you absolutely need it today.
The Northland has seen its first coronavirus-related death.
For breaking stories that impact the Northland most, tune to CBS3. Men's wardrobe provided by Mainstream Fashions for Men. Mainstream is your wedding headquarters. Downtown Duluth.
All right, Dave, let's get a good last look at the weather. A lot of people staring down some severe weather watches.
Yeah, indeed. Since we last spoke, Tony, the severe thunderstorm watch has spilled into Wisconsin and the Upper Peninsula and now in effect until 6 o'clock in the morning. The only people not really expecting severe weather tonight then will be those in Koochiching County, Lake County, and Cook counties in Minnesota. Embedded in the watch right now, we still have a severe thunderstorm warning going till about 11 o'clock now for southern Itasca County and northern parts of Aiken County. So if you haven't seen any yet, there's a chance you will as the night goes on. Here we are taking a look at the latest line of storms with the Doppler. Again, a low pressure system is leading with its warm front. That's what's driving tonight's risk for severe weather, and roughly going from the Grand Rapids area now down towards Brainerd. And then that should work from west to east as we go through the overnight till about 6 o'clock in the morning, like I mentioned. Then once we get into tomorrow afternoon, the cold front part of the low will come to call, and we get another chance for severe weather late afternoon Saturday through Saturday evening. It's once we get into Sunday that the calmer conditions start to prevail here for our region, and we can grin and say we survived another one, because Sunday should be cooler, less humid, and more sunny. And that could last through Monday. Next chance for showers and storms does come on Tuesday and Wednesday, and I'm thinking it is too early to tell right now if that'll be a severe risk. Hopefully not.
Have a great weekend.